He's like this wise energy we have inside ourselves. It's this sage, it's this wise woman, this wise man, this grandfather or grandmother energy we have inside of us. And this energy really only wants the best for us. He's like looking down on us, and he's like, dear child, you have to learn that lesson. There's no other way. You have to learn it that way in order to integrate, in order to feel, in order to change direction sometimes. This is Saturn. It's like he's not mean. He's not mean at all. He's really just trying to bring us back into our direction, into focus, into integration, into more authenticity, into more truth, integrity. So this is the Saturn energy. And Saturn energy can be quite cold, quite lonely. So this is what we've been experiencing already the last year, because the Saturn return always, this quality is always felt already, a lot. It's like full moon. You can feel it already a few days before full moon. You can feel already the energy, or new moon. It's not just this day. It's not just 2021 where Saturn can be felt. It has all the way through 2020. You could feel this Saturn building up, building up, building up. And now we're in 2021 and we feel like, whew, we're in it. We're in the middle of our collective Saturn return. So what does that mean? Saturn return for an individual always means growth. It always means to mature. It always means seeing things differently. Like, it's kind of rising the energy from the lower chakras upwards. This is what Saturn return does. A lot of us, during the Saturn return, either they get pregnant, or they change their profession, or they have kind of a midlife crisis, something like, oh my God, what am I here to do? I don't know what is my purpose, because this is also what Saturn connects us with. It connects us with our purpose, with our why am I here? Because Saturn really wants to remind us that we're all here serving the greater good. Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, and we're in the middle of Capricorn season right now. January is Capricorn season. So this fits pretty well to start this year as well, with the Saturn year. And Capricorn is on top of our chart. In an astrological chart, Capricorn is in the 10th house, which is like right above us, like whew. When we were born, the 10th house is up there. Okay, it's the crown chakra. It connects us with the universe. It connects us with the whole. Okay, so this is Saturn energy. It's pure light. It's pure connection, but it doesn't feel like that sometimes. Saturn, it needs time. It needs time for us human beings to get to that Saturn point of view. It needs time to walk up that mountain. It needs time to stand on top of that mountain and to breathe out. And rest and understand. This needs time. So there's a reason why we as a species, as a race, we have not, us human beings, us earthlings, however you might call it, we have not reached that level yet, because we needed time to grow. We needed time to understand and to experience. And I feel that we've been in the lower chakras up until now, and that we're now reaching that we're still here and that we're kind of in the third chakra, and that we are reaching a point where we're really understanding boundaries and clear direction and focus and our Dharma. You know, this all sits here. It's the high masculine. It's the high masculine. But, you know, when you look around, we are still very much in the wounded masculine and the wounded feminine energy, the victim energy. So here is the wounded masculine, but there's also the high masculine. You know, what's the difference? Well, the wounded masculine is very insecure. It's hurt, of course. It's very insecure. It's those are the masculine qualities. Who does not want to take responsibility? Who does not want to commit? Who doesn't have a purpose? Who doesn't know where his place is in this world? Who doesn't know how to protect Earth? How to protect life? Who doesn't, you know, fight the good fight? Who doesn't use its energy because it doesn't know what for? Who's very then, you know, this energy is building up, and then either it's going down and it's used for sexual primal energy outlet, or it goes up here, you know, throat or sacral chakra, or it goes up here and it's kind of abusive with words and with communication and with expression. You know, it's unfocused and undirected energy that just needs to have an outlet. It needs to have a purpose. So this is Saturn. This is Saturn teachings. Saturn is like, grow the fuck up. Saturn wouldn't say that. I say that. Saturn would not say that. But yeah, Saturn beings, they're patient. You know, those are patient beings, and they can see, they're connected with time. So they can see the past and where we've come from, and they can see where we're going, where we're heading. So they are connected. Time, they are the ruler of time. Time is fluid. And for them, the now, the here and now, is just perfect the way it is. And they just know where we're heading, and they know where we've come from. So for them, every step, it's like go step by step. Walk that mountain until you're on the top of it. Okay? Humbled. Be equipped. What do you need to walk a mountain? What do you need? You need to know your capacities. You know, am I able to walk that mountain, or is it too high? You need endurance. You need patience. You need a good breath. You know, you need to rest in between. You need to take your time. You need a lot of humble energy. You know, you need to know that this mountain is just so much bigger than you. This force, this energy, and we are part of that, is so much bigger than ourselves. So this is Saturn is reminding us, go beyond that. Go beyond your ego, go beyond your personal desires and connect, like look around and look inside and connect the dots and see how it's all connected. And then remember, you know, root on this earth, because you are part of this earth, you're part of this game. Root here and remember. And you can, you know, what is Saturn or Capricorn in your chart, because then you can really embody that energy, feel where is that energy flowing through me, like where is this wise energy playing out in my life. So wherever Saturn or Capricorn is in your chart, in which area, in which house, it really means that you won't be lighthearted there. You know, like these areas are more serious to you. they're more dense, they feel more, you feel more isolated there, and you feel a lot of pressure sometimes there, a lot of pressure, a lot of weight. It's dense. Saturn energy is very dense. So wherever Saturn or Capricorn is in your chart, it's this dense energy. And this is, it's there for a reason. Like wherever Saturn and Capricorn is in your chart, you chose that area to become master there, to gain a lot of wisdom in that area. And ultimately, why would you want to gain a lot of wisdom in that area? Because you need it, or everyone needs it, needs your wisdom in the collective. Okay, so Saturn and Capricorn are great indicators for your Dharma in your chart. The 10th house, it's Capricorn Saturn. It's ruled by Capricorn and Saturn. So the 10th house, which is right on top of the chart, right above, right the crown chakra, is like, where do I want to go? Who do I want to be? How do I want to be seen? What is my role here on earth? What is my Dharma? Where am I heading? So the 10th house is a great connector to the universe and to why you incarnated here and why you came here. So what was your purpose on coming here, on incarnating? Saturn and Capricorn. So if you put those together, Capricorn, Saturn, and the 10th house, wherever they are, and play with these archetypes, and then feel inside of you, how did these areas show up in my life, and how did I feel regarding to those areas? And like, for example, I have Capricorn in my 11th house, and Saturn is right next to my Sun in my 10th house. So even though with my heavy Jupiter Sagittarius load in my chart, there's a huge part of me who's very serious, because Sagittarius usually is very, they're a lot of humor and lighthearted, and they come across very friendly, and I have that side. But also I have a very serious side and a very dense, and oftentimes I feel very lonely, even when I'm in a group, even when I'm surrounded by people. I feel like I don't really belong. Okay, so this is Saturn energy, because Saturn, and it's interesting how 2021 is Saturn year, we're in the middle of this big isolation, this collective isolation, because Saturn is reminding us to look within, to find our own inner wisdom, to connect again, to connect to our inner purpose, to take our place, to be here on earth, and to live our Dharma. This is what Saturn really wants, to shine brighter, because Capricorn energy, interestingly, it's very dense, it's very, very dense energy, and a lot of Capricorns have super hard life the first half part of their time here on earth. It's all very challenging, and it comes with a lot of lessons, and with a lot of which made them kind of very realistic, down to earth, but also very serious, sarcastic. They just know what life is all about. Capricorns, they just know that life isn't always fun. They're very down to earth, they're very grounded, and they know they need nature, they need connection to nature in order to feel themselves, in order to recharge. So Capricorn, they usually come to earth, especially when you're a Capricorn ascendant. I call it the Benjamin Button syndrome, because they come to earth with this like they're a wise old soul, like they have to take a lot of responsibility early on. They feel a lot of pressure on their shoulders early on, and the first years, really, until the first Saturn return, until 30, around 30, everything's pretty dense. And then, you know, with time and patience and with these experiences that humble them, they become more serene and more light. And with the years, they become younger and younger and younger, and they just know those are the real sages, those are the real grandmothers and grandfathers. Like when you meet an old Capricorn, you feel so like it's this shamanic energy, this really down to earth shamanic energy where you feel like they've seen a lot of stuff, you know, they've experienced a lot of stuff, but they just seem so cool with it. Really, they are just in peace with life. You know, this was their big lesson, to become peaceful with the experiences we have here on this dense material plane. You know, they had to learn it, or they wanted to learn it the hard way. They really have this connection to Saturn and this connection to Earth, and then they grow with time back to their connection up and are in peace. You know, this is Capricorn at its best, and the more they are in peace with themselves, the more light is shining out of them. It's like it's this explosion of light. Like Capricorn has the capacity to be, you know, it's like stone which gets more dense, and then explosion of light. Just a huge explosion of light. So this is Capricorn at its highest energy. Is just pure presence, pure light, pure. They've learned that they don't have, that they are not alone, that they've never been alone. You know, they, in the end, they can be by themselves. They've learned the lesson of I can be by myself because I'm connected to everything. Okay? But they let go with time. They let go of this idea that life has to be hard. Yeah. So I think we're in this process with Saturn, the ruler of this year of 2021. It's like our collective Saturn return, where we are called to grow up, and where we are called to action and to maturity and to this wise inner soul. You know, we're called to look inwards. And yes, it's challenging on the outside. This is typical Saturn, that we feel like, what the fuck is life throwing at me? Like I cannot take anymore. It's just too dense, it's too heavy. But Saturn wants, he's like, this planet energy is very peaceful. It's like you're a mother and you see your child is sick and your child is not okay in this moment, but you're holding space for them next to it, knowing that they will be better soon, or knowing that it's okay, you know. This is at its best, you know, being compassionate with what's going on, but not being in the drama, being compassionate and being there and holding space and seeing that you know, seeing beyond what's happening at the moment. So this is Saturn. Saturn sees beyond what's happening in this moment. So really try to connect with that wisdom. Try to connect with what I just told you, and trust that these challenges you're facing, they're teaching you something, and you can gain wisdom out of it. It's your decision to suffer or to let go of suffering and to embrace wisdom instead, to embrace the lessons, to surrender to the lessons. You cannot fight a mountain. You cannot fight the waves. Everyone who's into sports will tell you that you can never fight against nature. It's just not working like that. We have to surrender. We have to know who we are in this greater game, and we have to take our place, know our capacities, but also know our limitations. We really also have to embrace our limitations. Saturn is a lot about limitations. On this material 3D earth plane, there are limitations. There's time. There are these concepts. And sometimes they suck, but they're also here for a reason. It's a great learning experience for us souls. And to remember, I know it's the hardest task. That's why it's the 10th house. You know, for some of us, we already know and it's easier. But for others, it's just so hard to imagine, to get out of this dense belief system, to get out of this inner density, and to really free yourself from that limitation, really, because it's a paradox. It's both, you know, it's limitation and it's expansion, freedom at the same time. So to look beyond that and to reconnect and to see that all is good and that it's really about our inner peace. Can I find inner peace in this greater context? Can I find inner peace but still, speak my truth, speak with integrity, live with integrity? Like, can I wholeheartedly play this role I came here to play? Can I do that? Can I really, if life is a stage and everything is a game, and sometimes it's like, what the fuck? Like, imagine this is a movie, and sometimes it really looks like a movie, right? So why can't you just play your role? Just play your role with all your heart and soul, and just put yourself out there and just do it. You've nothing to lose here. We think we have, but really we don't. Really not. There's nothing to lose. There's nothing to lose for us. So yes, this was the Saturn transmission for 2021, and and I will rest now, and I wish you a good night.